is Breaking Point News. I'm Isabella, and today I bring you the latest update from Gaza.
One of the most important features here is how casualty numbers and statistics are handled. The figure of more than 100 killed in a single day is not left as an abstract number. It is paired with footage of hospitals under strain, overcrowded emergency wards, and doctors working without rest. This creates a dual narrative of fact and consequence, giving viewers not only data but a clear picture of what those numbers mean in human terms. The performance aspect of the report relies heavily on this technique, blending factual updates with visual testimony to maintain balance between information and empathy. Camera work is a crucial design element. The report uses sweeping aerial shots to display the scale of devastation across entire neighborhoods like Sabra, Zaytun, and Rimal, showing blocks of housing reduced to rubble. These wide shots are then countered by close-ups, a child holding onto a parent's arm, a medic wiping sweat from his brow, families digging through debris. This combination of macro and micro scales produces a rhythm that allows the audience to grasp both the vast destruction and the intimate tragedies contained within it. It is a deliberate design choice that enhances engagement while preventing emotional distance. The pacing of the video demonstrates another layer of careful construction. The editing alternates between fast sequences of bombardments and longer, lingering frames of survivors recounting their stories. This tempo prevents the audience from feeling overwhelmed by constant chaos while still retaining a sense of urgency. It also reflects the lived rhythm of war itself, sudden violence followed by long moments of uncertainty. The performance here is subtle but highly effective, shaping the viewer's emotional journey without drawing attention to the mechanics of editing. Sound is one of the most striking features of this report. Unlike some news outlets that add dramatic scores, the BBC keeps the natural audio intact. The crack of artillery, the cries of residents, the wail of sirens, and the background hum of voices in shelters are allowed to speak. This creates authenticity, reinforcing the gravity of events without sensationalism. The absence of added music is a performance choice aligned with the BBC ACES journalistic ethos, letting reality deliver the emotional weight rather than imposing it artificially. It is also a design element that ensures the footage feels immediate and trustworthy. The narration style is another performance highlight. Delivered in a calm and measured tone, the correspondent provides context without dramatization. This contrasts with the harrowing imagery, creating a balance that maintains credibility. Viewers are guided through the complexity of events without being forced into an emotional reaction. This balance is one of the unique selling points of BBC coverage. It allows viewers to process difficult content with clarity, avoiding both detachment and manipulation. The report makes strong use of testimonies from residents, paramedics, and aid workers. These are subtitled simply, using a clean font that does not distract from the footage. By incorporating voices from Gaza directly, the video ensures that local perspectives remain central. The subtitles allow non-Arabic speaking audiences to follow while preserving the natural sound and cadence of the original voices. This adds authenticity and inclusivity, a design feature that makes the piece accessible to a wide international audience. Graphics and data visualization are minimal but effective. A map highlights the areas of bombardment, with neighborhoods clearly labeled. Casualty figures are briefly displayed on screen, reinforcing the narration without overcrowding the visuals. This simplicity is deliberate. The goal is to inform quickly while maintaining focus on the real footage. The restrained use of graphics exemplifies a design philosophy prioritizing clarity and speed of comprehension, especially for audiences who may be multitasking while watching. The mixture of high-quality broadcast footage with rougher mobile clips adds another dimension. Some shots clearly come from BBC crews, steady and sharp. Others are grainier, recorded by residents on the ground. Instead of trying to homogenize these differences, the video incorporates them, allowing the contrast to emphasize urgency and authenticity. This layered sourcing is a feature that strengthens trust, signaling that the report is drawing from multiple vantage points to piece together the reality of Gaza City under attack. The sequencing of content is carefully designed. The video begins with the immediate announcement of intensified strikes, then moves to visuals of devastation, followed by human testimonies, expert commentary, and finally broader context with international reactions. This arc mirrors the way audiences absorb news. First the event, then the impact, then the interpretation. Structuring the narrative in this way enhances comprehension, ensuring the viewer leaves with a clear understanding of both what is happening and why it matters. Expert analysis is woven into the script without overwhelming it. Military specialists explain the challenges of urban combat, noting Gaza's complex terrain of alleys, rooftops, and underground tunnels. This technical perspective helps the audience grasp why the offensive is unfolding with such intensity. By combining eyewitness footage with analytical commentary, the video appeals to both emotionally driven viewers and those seeking strategic explanations. This dual approach is a unique selling point, broadening the appeal of the content. Another important element is the focus on humanitarian implications. Beyond statistics of the dead, the video highlights shortages of medical supplies, the pressure on hospitals, and the conditions in shelters. Footage of children sleeping on floors, families queuing for water, and aid workers trying to distribute food underscores the lived consequences of military escalation. These moments provide balance, ensuring the story is not only about military maneuvers, but about the civilians who bear the brunt of them. For many viewers, this humanitarian angle is what makes the coverage resonate most strongly. The global dimension of the report is another feature. It situates Gaza not as an isolated battlefield, but as a focal point of international concern. References to statements from world leaders, the involvement of humanitarian agencies, and the warnings of the United Nations elevate the report beyond local coverage. This framing ensures that the video appeals not just to those directly connected to the region, but to a worldwide audience aware of the broader geopolitical stakes. It is a design choice that expands reach and relevance. Pauses in the editing are subtle but powerful. After particularly emotional sequences, the camera lingers. The silence following the sight of rescuers pulling a survivor from rubble forces the viewer to sit with the moment. This technique is not accidental. It is part of a performance rhythm designed to allow reflection, preventing the story from becoming a relentless cascade of images. These pauses make the viewing experience more impactful by giving space for empathy. Color and lighting are another part of the design. Much of the footage is washed in grays and browns, reflecting dust and destruction. Yet occasional bursts of color, a brightly painted wall or a child's toy in the debris, draw the eye. These contrasts emphasize the persistence of life amid devastation, a subtle reminder of resilience. By preserving these colors rather than muting them, the editors add symbolic weight without the need for narration. Transparency is also woven into the reporting. When footage cannot be independently verified, the correspondent makes this clear. This disclosure builds trust, reminding audiences that the BBC adheres to strict editorial standards. In an era of misinformation, such transparency is a unique selling point. It distinguishes professional reporting from unverified social media content, reassuring viewers about the reliability of what they are seeing. The runtime is calibrated for impact. Long enough to cover detail, short enough to retain attention, the video demonstrates a design strategy aimed at modern viewing habits. In a world where attention spans are limited, the ability to deliver depth in a concise format is a performance strength. Every frame is purposeful, and every second contributes to the larger narrative arc. The inclusion of resilience alongside tragedy is a defining feature. Scene.